Tucked in the northeast corner of California lies a high-security institution with some of the most dangerous offenders in the state. It's the former home of serial killer Terry Rasmussen. The facility is now embroiled in layoffs and closure rumors. This lesser-known high-security facility, High Desert State Prison, is our next profile. Let's get into it. We'll cover notable inmates and violence at the facility, but first let's check some stats for the prison. Susanville, California is a place where California's hilly national forests end and its arid desert begins. The town is considered a gateway to Reno, Nevada on US Route 395. The area offers plenty of outdoor activities if you aren't an incarcerated individual. A former logging and mining town, it now relies on 3 nearby prisons to provide jobs for the local population. High Desert State Prison is about a 15-minute drive to the town square. The prison lies just to the north of the California Correctional Center, which houses lower-level inmates up to level 3. Federal Correctional Institution Herlong lies about 40 miles to the southeast of High Desert. High Desert State Prison is a relatively new prison, receiving its first inmates in September 1995. Planning for the new facility began in early 1990. With available land near California Correctional Center, it seemed like a perfect location for our new facility. Construction began in July 1993 and it was completed in 24 months at a cost of $240 million. Not exactly a cheap investment. High Desert is surrounded by 7 miles of electrified chain-link fencing. The facility was converted to accommodate level 4 inmates in May 1997, and in October 2007, another conversion was made to accept additional level 4 inmates. Lassen County Board of Supervisors named the prison High Desert. There is also a prison in Nevada that shares the same name, but the facility opened in 2000. California has allotted a $180 million operating budget for the prison in 2022. As of June 2022, the facility houses 1,931 offenders, with 1,283 of those being high-security level 4 inmates. The remaining offenders are classified as level 3 with 544. High Desert State Prison has 1,224 authorized positions, however 337 remain unfilled, meaning that the prison is understaffed by 27%. With it being a level 4 facility, it holds some of the most violent men in the California prison system. From January to June 2022, there were 2 homicides at the facility. In 2021, there was another 3. Considering these men are supervised 24/7, they still find a way to kill. On Friday, October 14th, prison staff observed William Lutz and Timothy Smith attack another inmate, Terrence Coleman. Coleman was pronounced dead. Lutz sustained serious injuries after Coleman fought back. Lutz was serving an 18-year sentence for assault with a firearm on a police officer. He received an additional 8 years for assault while in prison. Smith was serving a life sentence for murder. The victim, Terrence Coleman, was serving a life sentence for assault with a deadly weapon and second-degree robbery. He was also convicted of involuntary manslaughter while in prison, earning an additional 12 years. In another attack in February 2022, 19-year-old Michael Hasty was attacked by 2 inmates, Christopher Dolan and Michael Ellison. A manufactured weapon, or shank, was used in the attack. Hasty was convicted of murder at 16 years old but was tried as an adult. He had a history of assaulting prison staff. Dolan, one of the attackers, was serving a 6-year sentence for assault. Ellison, the other attacker, was serving a life sentence for murder. He had additional convictions while in prison for assault and manufacturing weapons. The courts have determined that these violent men should be removed from society. Do they ever deserve another chance to return to society? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. There have been several notable inmates to serve time at this prison. Serial killer Terry Rasmussen, also known as the Chameleon Killer, died at the prison in 2010 at the age of 67. In 2002, he was convicted of murdering his girlfriend. He was later linked through DNA to multiple other murders. A prominent criminologist was quoted as saying, "What distinguishes Rasmussen from most serial killers is that he targeted people with whom he had a relationship." Joe Sun, failed MMA fighter and former actor, was housed at the facility after killing his cellmate at Wasco State Prison. At that time, he was serving a 17-year sentence for the assault of a woman. Sun had a taste of fame after his role in Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery as the henchman Random Task, a parody of Oddjob from James Bond. He had several MMA fights, one of which was in the UFC. He lost. A satanic sacrifice in 1996 led to a murder of a 15-year-old girl. Among the 3 convicted was Joseph Fiorella. At trial, they said they needed to sacrifice to the devil. Fiorella remains incarcerated at the facility. The case received national attention after the family of the victim sued the metal band Slayer, accusing them of contributing to her death due to the lyrics in the song Post Mortem and Dead Skin Mask. In 2015, Rolling Stone released a story detailing the hazing and death of a correctional officer at the facility. The hazing was called Usual High Desert. A lawsuit was filed by the family after one CO ended his own life due to the hazing. The lawsuit also reported that 5 other officers also did the same in the 3 years before the claim was made. In 2022, Governor Newsom announced that California would be closing some prisons across the state. One of those prisons was the nearby California Correctional Center. Possible layoffs at High Desert State Prison were also announced. These 2 prisons are the top employer in Susanville, causing panic within the people living there. Many people have begun the process of selling their property and moving elsewhere. We have now taken a look at a high-security California state prison. High Desert State Prison is a violent facility now facing other issues like lawsuits and layoffs. We'll have to see if this prison stays open and if the nearby town survives the loss of the jobs. If you enjoy this content, like and subscribe. As always, see you next time.